So we're working in our greenhouse. As you can see, that's the temperature right now. What time is it, Dad?
1:30.
It's 1:30, and that's how hot it is right now. Actually, I'm sweating as I speak. That's how hot the greenhouse get. And we're in November 29th. Okay. As you can see, I already have one of, I believe this is broccoli. That's broccoli, and these two here are cauliflower. I have planted one already, and inside this pot is a mixture of compost, azomite, and worm casting. I am going to use this to plant those broccolis and cauliflower, and this is quite a big pot. This is about, I would say, a good 2 feet in diameter. Okay, I have been very successful planting broccolis and cauliflower in this pot, and I was able to harvest quite a good head of broccoli and cauliflower. So I'm going to do the same thing again using this pot here. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how it looks. Actually, I'm going to show you how I plant it, okay? Okay. So in this hole here, we are going to put my, easy now. This is a cauliflower. The root is evenly distributed throughout the soil, and it's a very healthy looking root ball. It's not root bound at all. I'm gonna put it right inside that hole. Okay, I'm planting it deep enough so that the soil would cover it almost to the very first leaf right here, the bottom leaf. That's how I plant my cauliflower, most of my brassicas. This time these are cauliflower and broccoli, and kind of top it a little gently, but firm enough so that the root will have contact with the soil. Okay, I do the same on this one here, and let's see how the root. Okay, this one as well, as you can see, the root is just looking healthy, not root bound at all. Sorry about the light. The sun is intense, and so I hope you're seeing it. Okay, nice healthy root, and we are putting it in this one here. Again, deep enough so that when I cover it, the soil would be practically the same level at the very bottom leaf, and I tap it gently but firm so that the root will have a good contact with the soil. We don't want no air pocket in there. And again, this one is also broccoli. I'm putting it here. Nice root system. I'm making sure that there's no air pocket created. Make sure it's got a good contact of the soil. Tap it down nice and firm, but not too tight. It should be able to breathe, and the root should be able to spread out without too much problem. So there we have the broccoli and the cauliflower planted in this pot, and only thing I have to do now is water it. Okay, we're going to the rest of my chores in this greenhouse. I'm in a greenhouse today, folks, and we're doing as much as we can before my husband go back to work. I have some help, so I'm trying to take advantage of that. So here's what's happening in my greenhouse. Okay, I have new plants going on in this side of the bed. This was where I have my mustard greens, which I already harvested, and it's in each place I have that right there. That's cauliflower and chards. That's cabbage, red cabbage, chards, green cabbage, and red cabbages. That's what's happening in here, and I still have my parsley going strong in this corner, and I have my aloe vera in that pot right there. It's gotten so big and lots of new shoots coming out back there. So these are all outdoor plants which we, and in this pot I have this is called merleton, or it's also known as sayote. I'm allowing it to crawl or climb up with the yam, which is already feeling the change of the weather. As you can see, the leaves is changing from vibrant green to yellowish, turning almost golden in color. And over here, another one of my sweet pepper, which I already pruned. And this is beets that I'm planning to transplant in that pot. And that empty pot there is on standby for something else. In this pot I have several, 1, 2, 3, yeah, this will be the fourth ginger growing in there. I have this pot also on a standby. I'm planning to put a lot of my transplant in there, which you are going to see in a little while. And as you can see, my sweet potatoes are already pretty much covered with good growth of green leaves, coming along fine. And that I showed you earlier how I planted those. 2 of them should be broccoli and 2 of them should be cauliflower. And in this bed I have all types of plants also going on, and as you can see, they have grown a good size. I have right there, you're looking at those red chards or ruby chards, and that's a beet. These are beets, several beets in this corner here. I'm putting this little pot, transplanting pot here, and that's, if you look, that's bottomless. I do this to make sure that if there's any cutworm in here, I will prevent that cutworm from cutting this plant. Cutworm will not crawl on this plastic. They avoid that, so that will protect it from those bugs. Those are carrots, which I had never really planted before, and I threw some seeds in there just to see what will happen. And this here, these are daikon radish. Let me show you what's happening to my tomato. My tomatoes are ripening, and There are more new ones right there coming up. There are more flowers still blooming, and as you can see, if you look carefully, you'd notice some tomatoes ripening. And here's one way you could save on some gardening materials. Every now and then I would gather some plastics from whatever I bought from the supermarket, and my daughter, she would save them for me, and I used them to plant my seedlings. As you can see, it's got a lid tall enough so that when I close it, it will create some kind of microclimate in there, you know, providing some moisture and humidity for the seedlings until they're tall enough so that all I have to do is take that lid and allow this to grow tall. Meanwhile, while you're waiting for all that to take place, the germination and, you know, growing process, you could keep that closed. And this is one way you could save on some of your gardening material or materials. Okay, so this, I think, and this container here I have those are some kales, oops, excuse me, some kales, and these are beets. They're coming up, they're also germinating. And this, I believe, is broccoli rabe or rapini. And over here, this is spinach. I see two already germinated. And what's in here? These are supposed to be greens, mixture of greens for salad, mesclun or something. So that's just one way you could cut down on your gardening material expenses. Okay, and okay, so we have all of that, and as you can see, everything in this bed has grown a good size. It has grown into some good size already. Those are almost ready for transplanting. And let me show you what I'm doing with my bok choy. Remember this bok choy seedlings here? Excuse me. As you can see in this area here, I have taken quite a good amount of seedlings from here. And what I did is I'm transplanting it right here. This is just an old toy box which we had bought for my granddaughter, and obviously it come to a point where it's not usable anymore, so we made use of it. We turned it into a planter. So right now I have all of my, some of my bok choys planted in here, and I got a good area there, but halfway done planted. And those two and those corners, those are Napa cabbages. And in this corner we decided to move all of the jalapenos in this corner here, all of my peppers, and as you can see, they are still bearing fruits. They're even ripening. And over here, remember this pot which had been taken over by red ants? And one of the reasons why I just did not do any harsh treatment here is because, like I said, I was trying to save this broccoli plant there. And as you can see, it was just a few leaves that was here, because I have been cutting all of those that have been affected by aphids, which was protected by the red ant, and it was just devastating this entire plant. But take a good look at it now. As you can see, I have no doubt that I will get me a good head of broccoli out of this. So take a look at that. It's looking very healthy now. Smells so good. This is my pot of rosemary, and there you have it, folks. This is how my greenhouse looks right now. Lots of things that we have moved in here to overwinter, and what I planted in here, as you can see, are doing very well. And I have lots of seedlings which I can easily put in a place of anything that I decided to harvest. I would have a standby seedlings to be planted. Okay, so thank you for watching. This is Cultivating Organic by Greenwise Joe.